Welcome back, everybody, to Cooperative Conversations for Dark Souls 2. Today, we're going to continue our $10 word usage upon the nature of man and soul and darkness.
The curse that lies in the heart of all men.
Exactly. So, what do you want to do, Skel? Do you want to take the little house things here, or the rampart?
I think the rampart is probably the best bet, because then this
Yeah.
cooperative conversation can finally become cooperative.
It can. And let's go ahead and look at this really awkwardly, very weirdly placed pile of boulders next to an open doorway that we'll never get to go into.
Yeah, when I first played this, I remarked upon that when you mentioned it. I honestly thought that the boulders would go away due to some in-game event.
No, they never do. This is
Yeah,
another
I was
area,
baffled.
much like the portcullis in the corridor to this area. It's like, was I supposed to be able to go here originally? I don't know. Apparently, and you can see a little bit that there's no floor past here. But apparently it doesn't lead anywhere if you no-clip through it. But, like, was it supposed to originally? Was someone's doodled map on a napkin, like, full of an extra area?
Well, we know that tight deadlines did have to be met. Well,
So,
I guess we don't know that. I'm gonna get this shortcut that you showed me how to get.
yeah. I'm gonna attempt to get it as well.
Something that I remarked
Oh,
upon
shit.
and will remark upon again.
I hate this guy so much.
A shortcut that forces you to act against every instinct that both games have taught you up until this point.
Yeah.
That is, place yourself in immediate peril in order to make your life easier. Which, was a sore point for me at the time, and is still kind of a sore point for me now.
There we go.
So, now that we've got this shortcut open, do we want to attempt to summon... Oh wait, we need to go talk to...
And we need to talk to Pate first.
We need to do the gauntlet.
Come on, dude. That wasn't even remotely close. This guy's a terrible throw. Just
Which
awful.
is surprising, because the hollows in Dark Souls 1 were fucking trigonometry experts and pot snipers with their fireballs.
There we go. And I'm about to die, probably. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hit this bonfire real quick. Oh, never mind. No, I'm not.
Gone. No. No, you're not. So, ladies and gentlemen, gone are the days of hollows hitting you from 3 countries over with a fireball. No, in Dark Souls 2, hollows are awful with their throwing accuracy. They're just terrible.
Really put the entire country of Drangleic to shame.
I guess Drangleic was more about, you know, their armor smithing than they were about their pot throwing.
Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to Pate.
I am going to do that also.
Hello there. Traveling all alone in these treacherous times. Well, I hope you have a very good reason. Oh, hogwash.
He's even kind of doing the Patches squad.
Yeah, but like not,
My name
so you
is
don't get
Pate.
confused.
I journey hither and thither on a sort of treasure hunt, you might call it. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who prey upon travelers like yourself. Oh yes, you be cautious if you go any farther.
It's almost as if he were a
There's treasure in there for certain,
weird
but the entrance
artist's
locked from behind.
interpretation of an existing
I saw the same
character
design earlier, and
or
it's the same
concept.
contraption, I'm sure.
No, surely
I
you
was with his
jest.
warrior, you see, and he insisted that he go inside first. The rather brusque
Truly, he is the
fellow tried
most
to swipe
unique
the loot for
and
himself,
striking design
but
in this
trapped
game
him
thus far.
inside. I still have the gent's ring. I do hope he wasn't harmed.
Well,
I'll leave this one to you.
So then, the gauntlet.
I'm worried about
the
what might be
gauntlet. Yep, we're gonna go in. Portcullis is gonna come crashing down. We're gonna fight some dudes.
And once again, Dark Souls 2 opting for the lots of dudes placed in a way that they will get the drop on you type of difficulty.
Yeah.
Which is always a treat.
It's great. But we will get to see our first instance of the new and not at all improved illusory walls.
There's an illusory wall here?
Yeah, we talked about this last time.
Oh yes, well I never actually got the illusory wall here, so...
Yes, you did. We
Oh,
talked about
great.
it. Ooh, new gauntlets that I can't look at yet because I have to fight this halberd guy. Oh, they're awful. They fit my aesthetic, though. Not so much this.
I'm already about as high fashion as this character's gonna get.
Alright, which one was it? So, illusory walls in Dark Souls 1, you just rolled through. Illusory walls in Dark Souls 2, excuse me, I just scratched my nose. You have to mash the A button, like you're playing Doom. And they just kind of roll upwards into the solid rock, like a cartoon.
A change I am not particularly fond of, I must say.
It's just like one of those instances where they changed it because they thought it needed to be changed. Because Dark Souls 1 did it, which means they can't. And look, another gated off corridor that very clearly leads to a dead end. Like,
It feels like they're trying to trick you into thinking these areas are large places with lots of things going on that you're not interacting with.
yeah, by just having lots of inconsequential dead ends.
You know, like Dark Souls 1 had, right?
Yeah. I can't even think of all that many dead ends in Dark Souls 1, and if there was one, it gave you an item. I mean, okay, sure, that there was a chest in this one, but like, to just have this gate here. Like, why isn't this just a solid wall? Why is there a solid wall down there, past a locked gate? Like, I'll show you here. It's not, it doesn't go anywhere. It's very, very obviously just the wall. Oh well. So this little combat area here is just kind of, it's just there. Why not? Like, this isn't something I'm complaining about. It is just there. But ultimately, that's fine. There's a neat little sidetrack to do, and then you get a special item. And there's a summon sign here. Oh, it's you!
I preempted you.
I see you managed to escape.
Alright.
I hope that brave warrior didn't come a cropper either. Be careful out there. There's talk of unsavory bandits who
I
prey
think
upon
that you and I will not
travelers
have
like
trouble, you know, finding each other amid the myriad summon signs in OG Dark Souls 2.
You laugh, but I've seen plenty of ghosts wandering around. I did see another summon sign earlier. It was Mr. Orange.
Somebody will lend you a hand.
Well, hopefully we'll encounter him in our future travel.
Well,
I'm gonna go ahead and summon you, even though I'm a little low on resources and my weapon's half broken, but whatever.
Can phantoms drop items for each other in Dark Souls 2? I've not tried it.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Barber Ian.
Yeah. He's a barbarian.
Salutation. I like your... What is that? Is that a stick with, like, bones on it?
It's,
Oh, it's a mace.
yeah,
that
it's
you
the
have
homunculus mace.
Huh. How does one acquire such a horrifying item?
Pre-order Dark Souls 2, or find it later somewhere else.
Alright, well, let's move.
Let's go ahead and go into the horrible crossbow room, which...
Yes.
Like, so here, some kind of lore justification could be made, like, oh, they're trying to, you know, make something not come in this giant hole in the wall. Okay. Why not? I can...
This room... Yeah, this room, though, truly embodies the Dark Souls 2 design philosophy of, we'll make it harder by adding more guys.
Yeah. It just has a bunch of enemies in it. And it's a very tight area if you go in there and manage to not get killed.
Truly terrifying. You shall have to help me conquer it later.
Yes. Great soul arrow. Another crappy shield. So, something I mentioned last time. Pre-ordering the game does... Like, these weapons are not terribly good. But early in the game, they're... So, like, this mace I'm just using because it's blunt damage.
Yep.
But, one of the shields you're given is the best shield you will see for quite some time. Oh, here. Check this out. The door doesn't open. You'll never get a key for this door. You have to hit the door and get the people inside to open the door.
That's insane. Nothing in any of the games, 1 or 2, up until this point, has ever...
This,
Okay.
believe it or not... Move, 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 move. Believe it or not, this is a callback to Kingsfield.
Huh.
So when I say Kingsfield, I actually mean Kingsfield 2, because the first Kingsfield was never officially released in America, and etc. So it was Kingsfield, Kingsfield 2, and then Kingsfield the Ancient City, which was Kingsfield 4. So I'm just gonna call it Kingsfield, even though I should be doing the Final Fantasy thing and calling it Kingsfield 2, but whatever. Whatever. Guy.
I'm sure out of all 3 of our viewers, we will have the one guy who actually cares about this.
You should stand back.
Okay. That's new to me. What just happened?
Crossbow trap.
So chests have traps in them now?
They can, yeah. There are 4 types if you count a mimic. Is a mimic a trap? Or is it just a mimic?
No, no. A mimic is a predatory animal attempting to feed.
Hmm. So you saw,
it's just
you saw
nature.
this.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this is horrifying. What is this thing?
Keen-eyed viewers, once again, will remember me buying something called a Pharaoh's Lockstone. You use it here.
Oh. That's horrifying.
And then it makes this thing, which is more horrifying. This is a conditional invisible wall that is only activated once you reveal it with a Pharaoh's Lockstone.
This game is so Byzantine.
Oh, I meant to read the message. I hope this isn't a mimic. Titanite slab, by the way. Already. They just give you one. Anyway, call back to Kingsfield. There's a part in Kingsfield, and this is the Chloranthy ring. There's a part in Kingsfield where you're going through guard barracks, and you have to manage these. Yeah, look at this. Look at this expert architecture. The irregular polygon room.
Oh, this is something I would design for a Dungeons and Dragons dungeon map.
The worst part about it is there's no reason for it. Like, this wall over here, it gives you plenty of room. There's nothing here. There's nothing that this angled wall is hiding. It's just badly made.
So yes, Kingsfield.
So you're going through this particular area, these guard barracks, and you're micromanaging a certain type of key you have called a rhombus key. And a rhombus key is just a little token, basically, you place inside an inset that's a lock, and it opens the door. But there's always a rhombus key on both sides, and you have to have both. I forget exactly. The idea is you go through the guard barracks, and you put the rhombus keys, your rhombus keys, in, and then you go and collect stuff and take them back out. So you have them.
Ah.
But there's one where you start off not having enough rhombus keys. So you have to get very close to the door, or hit the door, in fact, to get the guards to come out and then slip in there to take their rhombus key.
I see.
That's not the only callback to Kingsfield in this game.
Well, that's interesting. A Souls game calling back to Kingsfield, because I haven't played the games. Nothing in 1 or 3 feels like a callback. Nice to see them bringing back assets from Dark Souls 3, by the way. That's real.
Yeah. Nice use of existing models. Real good of them. So here we climb up this ladder. We're on the other side of the little exit to the gauntlet we ran for Pate. That's neat. There are 3 enemies in this room. Don't forget that there are 3 enemies.
I will remember. It won't go like last time.
I'm going to attempt to make there only be 2 enemies, because this room's really annoying. And I promise not to do this a whole lot during the course of the game, choosing enemies like this. But this room in particular has the ability to just... I hate
Kill
Dark
you?
Souls. I hate Dark Souls so much. It'll be obvious on the recording, but Dark Souls' patented, totally broken level geometry strikes again.
But that's a tried and tested aspect of Dark Souls.
It is. Something
Oh, so
that'll never
here's an
fix.
interesting experience for me. I have to use repair powder as a phantom, otherwise I'm not going to be able to continue fighting with you.
Yeah. That's how this game
That's something
goes.
I've never done before.
So do I put on the infantry helm I just got, or do I let my emo hairstyle run free?
That's ultimately up to you. I feel like being twinsies is
With
important.
my tasteful single nipple? Like Hanzo from Overwatch.
Hey, fashionable asymmetry is no joke, my friend.
It's true. Or it will be guys who stole some conquistadors' hats together.
Fashionable asymmetry has long been a way for developers to show off the capabilities of their hardware or engine driving their game.
It's also been a way for them to show off nipples, God of War.
So this fellow, we're gonna get him to do the thing.
I want him to, but he seems to be stupid.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, he's an asshole.
Okay.
I
maybe we
rolled
can
through
get
it to escape,
him.
but
I think I can save it.
no.
Nope.
Oh well. Luckily, the reason I chose blunt damage is because secretly, in Dark Souls 2, there's one damage type that matters, and then there's everything else, and it's blunt damage.
Incredible.
So we're gonna go ahead and move on. Oh, what's the... Oh, it's an illusory wall. Oh, no, it's not.
Oh, the great jape persists even in the second game.
Oh, I should say, here, Skel, come here a sec.
Yes,
Do you see this knee-high pile of rocks
I do.
that prevents our access to this path?
Mm-hmm.
Please remember this.
I shall. Is this going to be as egregious as the gate in the Dark Souls 3 DLC?
More.
Because I still joke about that gate.
Does not open from this side.
Look, when you're like adventure man, you're fantasy adventure man, who's a capable warrior and all that, right? And you won't climb something that I myself could physically climb, there's a problem.
Yeah. So, Dark Souls theme park ride.
Mm-hmm.
When I say that, it will become obvious as the game goes on what I mean by that. This area strikes me as one on the surface, but not entirely. This area, Forest of the Fallen Giants, and this little keep we're in, is, as we said earlier, pretty darn well designed. I do not qualify this area as a theme park ride. The next area we're gonna go to is. So you gonna help me out here?
Yeah, I'll help you out. I'll probably die, but so will you.
Oh, there's a guy up there.
Oh, there's a guy there. Whoops. There's no way we could have seen this coming, not considering that everything that has happened in the game up until this point has been ambushes like this.
Yeah. So, like, you know, this is a cool little set piece. This is not something that qualifies this area as a theme park ride. You see some very big statues. One without its head. Wonder how it lost that.
I'm just wondering how this sword statue
Is
thing
doing
got
this?
stuck here. Yeah.
Well, you see it's under these tiles that weigh much less than
Yes.
everything up there.
But is the implication that a statue came to life and stabbed the keep? Like,
No, it
what's
fell.
going on here?
Don't
Oh,
you
okay.
see how a statue that was already up against the side of this castle could have had its sword fall into the castle at this sharp of an angle?
I mean, I'm no engineer. I suppose not. I suppose I'm too simple to comprehend such things.
Alright. We have, what, like one more enemy here, I think?
I think so.
No, this is just a dead body. Fire arrow. Would you like to go jump off a cliff somewhere?
I would love to jump off a cliff somewhere.
Remember, kids, if your friend asks you to jump off a cliff, you're probably playing Dark Souls and he wants to use the bonfire.
Alright.
So I'm gonna go ahead and rest up,
Yep.
and then we'll come back
So,
and fight.
By your request, I am to take it there is no separation crystal in Dark Souls 2.
There is. You have it, but it's... you don't lose anything.
Fair.
Vanquished. This idiot can't even stay alive in the forest. Alright, I'm gonna head to Majula and get myself some adaptability. Before I call the episode, let's talk about adaptability.
Okay, adaptability is dumb and I hate it, and as soon as you told me about it, I knew I didn't like it.
Adaptability is Dark Souls 2's way of not making you level up until you've already leveled up 20 times.
I can understand the intent behind making the invincibility frames of a role a stat. I can understand the thought process that would make someone think that that is a good idea, right? I cannot understand how, in practice, in testing this game, that nobody went, hey, this is awful.
Oh, so we did get Leningrast's key, but you can't just talk to him.
Bring me that key.
And he'll be like, I don't know how to use a key, so you have to open the door for him like a child. Should also mention, Leningrast is very clearly, one sec, very, very clearly just the dwarf depicted on one of the archstones in Demon's Souls. Yeah, look at that. Alright, let's give him his shop back.
Alright, but first...
Yeah, he has to go set up. And
I don't know how he couldn't have gotten in. I mean, maybe he's a dwarf and he's too heavy to climb. But
yeah, there's no
wouldn't that
roof, is there?
I mean, you know, maybe climbing through one of those windows would have caused it to collapse. But then I ask you, reckon, would that not be desirable?
Yeah.
And one without much time remaining.
It's, I'm
Because
talking
then you
to a
have
cat.
Just about ready to fall apart, I'd say.
So this is
Oh,
Shalquar.
Not exactly the time to
I'm
be
gonna die.
chatting with a
Hold on.
cat.
This is Shalquar, and she's in here because, remember Alvina?
Suit
That was a
yourself.
cat. Shalquar's a cat.
Oh yes.
Why not?
You may call me Shalquar. Enchanté.
This one talks
So, what did you want?
in a
anyway?
far more unambiguous way than
Ooh, you
Helvina,
smell
thankfully.
Wonderful.
Art thou not but a pernicious caitiff? By the way, if anybody was wondering what Alvina was calling you, that's Gaelic for a coward who is harmful to society. So it's a pretty dire insult, actually. Like, it kind of sucks to get called that. Shalquar sells some neat rings.
She also talks in a way that makes me uncomfortable to hang around her.
Yeah.
I mean, some of her remarks make me feel like I'm being sexually harassed by a talking cat, and that's not something I'm cool with.
I mean, what if it was Tony the Tiger?
Okay, you know what? In that specific instance, I would be cool with it.
Oh, well.
I will make an exception for Tony the Tiger.
See, I didn't expect you to answer me on that one. But if anyone out there is unaware of the nah, I don't know.
This place, everything will crumble and
Some
waste
people
away so
decided-
that something new may be born.
You know what? It's not relevant,
Isn't it
and it's not what
wonderful?
we're here to have a conversation about. If
Yeah,
you would like to
I'm
know
sort of just... Yeah.
Nothing
about Tony the
suited you, I
Tiger,
presume?
feel free
Well, that's dismaying.
to look that up. But remember the time when the director of Nier Automata, Auto-Tomato, decided that
Yes,
he wanted
Auto-Tomato.
lots of 18 plus images of his character and just was like, hey, please draw this. The people
I
running the
remember.
Kellogg's Twitter, or the Frosted Flakes Twitter, said the opposite. And they got the opposite of what they asked.
Truly, they do not understand the internet.
On that interesting note, we're gonna go ahead and call this episode. I'm very sorry you all had
Please
to
let's.
bear witness to that. And we'll see you next time, where we go fight a very tall man.
Always picking on the tall.
As a tall man myself, I must say I'm tired of having to rip my arm off just to fend off all the tiny people attacking my ankles with clubs.